Today I'm going to do a full route video of the 50 service from Parrswood to Media City. You probably noticed I'm out on my early morning run. I've got 13k to cover, which is just a little bit over 8 miles, and then I can get into work and get the day started at the depot. For those of you that might be getting a little bit inspired by this or whatever, and you might want to take up running, start doing this yourself, I'm a runner affiliate, so Runner reached out to me. Runner's a coaching app. I got a code, it's cheap. The code gives you 2 weeks free. You're under no obligation to carry on after the 2 weeks. But the most important part of running is the beginning bit. You can be so discouraged straight off the bat by not knowing what to do, but by being tricked into thinking it's so simple in just running. You'll start, you'll do it, you'll get out of breath, you won't know how to build your stamina, your endurance, develop your speed, get the correct recovery, all that stuff. Runner will take care of that. They do bespoke plans for whatever ability, really. In my eyes, they're ideal for entry level people that are just getting into running. It's cheap and cost effective, and it will guide you along the right path, hopefully, without running into injury or just getting discouraged enough where you think, I can't be bothered, this is too hard, I'm too old, I'm too big. All the kind of stuff that your brain will tell you what you are when you're not. You just need to follow a decent plan. And the amount of messages I get in the comments asking for advice, how to train and whatnot, it's mad. So these guys will help you out. Look at this though, talk about peace and quiet. Literally got the world to myself now at this time. Chilling out, running in the middle of the road, and I'm just doing my nice easy run. No cars about, no people about, no dog walkers about, no one to get in my way. Niche, just me. That's 13k run before work. The time now is 12 minutes past 4, so I've got to be in work in about 50 minutes. Let's go and see what the dance is in the depot and get a coffee. First thing to do, get in here, sign on for the duty, grab a coffee, chill out, find out what bus I'm on and what running board. I know I'm on the 50 service all day though, and I've got 20 minutes before I actually have to start. Come in here and have a coffee. Morning, mate.
Please select the product.
Coffee, please.
Thank you.
Right. This is the first time I've ever done this, but it's 20 past 5. I've got to go and get on the bus in a second, and I've literally just ate 80% of my lunch. And it's only 20 past 5 in the morning. I feel 10 times better because of the run I've done. I needed it. It's in the bin. I'm going to get on the bus. Right. That should be mine right at the back over there. Well, it better be. Right, let's get this show on the road. Can't believe I've just ate my lunch for the day. Look at it as a big breakfast because I needed it. Clearly. Get this bus started, put the master switch on.
Bar system pressure, okay.
I thought I was doing the 50 all day, and I am, but I've got to do one trip on the 50, then one trip in on the 51, then come back dead from Media City to Sharsden, then one trip on the 50 to finish the day. Right, I'm going to get the checks done on the bus, then switch to the eyeball and the skyball and get out of here to Media City.
Right, we've got less than a minute before we set off here. We're going to cover the 51 service, which goes from Parrswood all the way to Media City, but it's just got a slight variation in it compared to the 50. The 50 carries on through Salford Precinct, which I'm going to cover with this video, but this one is going to cover the 51. We serve all the same stops and everything, and we go exactly the same way up until a point which you will see later. So there's nobody at the stand. Someone's wrote on the running board service 51, because if they didn't, it'd be easy to just assume you were doing the 50, because I've just done the 50 into Salford Quays and the 50 out of Salford Quays. So looking at the running board, it'd be very easy to just do the 50 again. So I'm doing the 51 anyway. I've got to wait here. Now these lights do filter us round, but the people that come through these lights, like this guy here, they're not supposed to cover that yellow box junction, but they do. That one wasn't that bad because you can get around that one, but sometimes they block it, which can knock you up. So when you come out here, you go through these lights. There's a red light camera on here, but as our lights turn green, these lights are always on green anyway. You have enough time to get through these. There's the first bus stop here on the left. It's like the Metrolink Tesco one, and nobody's there. That's usually a busy stop though. Sometimes the kids will board on Parrswood there, and they'll wait ages for you to fill your bus up, and they'll get off there on that first stop. It's mad. But Kingsway Road, we go all the way down Kingsway Road. This is a 30-mile-an-hour road now as of the 11th of August, so you need to be cautious of that. I've been cruising up here at 40 mile an hour for so long that now it's just all 30, so you got a constant. There's signs everywhere though, to be fair, but someone's just ran across the road to land this bus. You can always spot someone running for the bus because they're just not out. You just know when someone's out for the run and when someone's out running for the bus. You know, and if someone's just running on the road, they ain't running for nothing other than the bus if they're not in running gear. So usually you can get stuck at these lights. They don't stay on red for long though, and they'll fire you through. Now there's a bus stop here straight off the back that we're going to stop at. And then we come out here and hope someone gives us a bit of leeway. Nope. Nope. Oh, this person, there's nothing there now. Right, now there's a couple of bus stops up this road. There's one straight up here on the left, and then the next one I believe is Fog Lane, but it's hit and miss whether these are going to be busy. This one usually isn't the first one, but the second one up here, Fog Lane, if it is Fog Lane, which I think it is, that one's busy always. There's always a few people there. So when I get to Media City now, the 51 doesn't come back. It only goes to Media City. It doesn't do a return trip. So I've got to go dead back to the depot. And I've worked there for 2 years and I've only just learned the dead route back from that way. Right, so I knew there'd be a few people there. Nice to be nice, isn't it? Right, come out here. And now, once you come out of Fog Lane bus stop, you get the lights straight away. You go straight through these lights and there's a bus stop on your left about 400 yards up. And that's usually a busy one as well. Come up here. Just gotta be cautious, man. There's even signs up there saying new 30 mile per hour speed limit in force. It's not even, it's just letting people know. So, there's that many signs knocking up. Now, I think I can see someone walking to the bus stop 100 yards away with his hand out, right? He started running and he's giving me a little bit of something back. So, you see that a lot. When you're driving a bus, you just see it a lot. And it's always at your discretion. It's nice to stop. If you've got time to stop, it's nice to stop for people. But if nobody's at the bus stop, you don't have to stop if nobody's there. So if you're a passenger, it's always better to be there. It's not always possible to be there on time, but always get there a couple of minutes early. Because it might be one of them bus stops that's in between a timing point at a very quiet period where the bus could get past that bus stop a minute early, and it's nothing on the bus driver's fault. The bus driver will stop at the timing point and he'll carry on and he'll keep doing his journey, and if nobody's at them consecutive bus stops, the next timing point will bring him back on time and he'll wait there, but he might have passed a couple of bus stops early along the way, you know, and that happens a lot. So always get there a couple of minutes early. Have a good day. Yeah, it's just always in your best interest to do that. Because if I'm approaching there's a speed camera up here now, and there's a bus stop right next to it. If I'm approaching the bus stop and I'm 5 minutes late, and there's 3 people running for the bus, like, they're definitely late if I'm late. But sometimes as like driving one of these things, you can get stuck in no man's land. What I mean by that is these are pretty high frequency services, so they're like every 12 minutes or so, the 50s. I'm pretty sure the 43s are every 10 minutes. And if you're 5 minutes late, 6 minutes late, you're at that point where you're picking up your passengers at that bus stop because you're late. So everyone that was originally waiting for your bus is now waiting for your bus. But you're also picking up the passengers that are arriving at that bus stop for the service that is yet to come in a few more minutes, if you get what I mean. So when you see two buses piled up at the same bus stop, and you go, oh, buses never turn up, and then all of a sudden there's loads of them, that's just because the high frequency, if one of them's late, the other one's going to be not far behind it. And you cannot, there was a bus stop there, by the way, as you come through them lights on the left straight away. No one was there though, but that's a bus stop. And there's one through these lights here. As soon as you come through these lights to the bottom of this junction, this is the last bus stop before the timing point, which the first timing point's up here, Birchfields. So yeah, you can always tell if a service has failed as well. You know, like if a bus has broke down or someone's called in sick or something, because you'll pull up at a bus stop. 1 minute you'll be cruising, it'll be pretty quiet. Next minute, bus stops that aren't usually that busy are packed with about an extra double amount of people at the bus stop, and you think, whoa. And then you get to the next one, you're like, whoa. And then you're like, okay, something's gone down here. But you never know if the bus in front of you's failed or anything like that. Like, you know, the depot aren't going to come over the radio and tell you and go, oh, this bus in front's failed. You'll just know about it because you'll see it. Sometimes I've picked people up at the bus stop and they've gotten and gone, I've been waiting here 20 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I'm on time. But, you know, obviously the one behind me wasn't, but it's not my fault. Or the one in front of me wasn't, it's not my fault. Like, it is what it is, but you can get why people get frustrated, but it's nothing, the driver has nothing to do with it. I can open this one here. Right, so we leave this stop here now, and the next stop is our timing point, which I'm not sure what time we should be arriving there, but I've got a feeling we'll be early because there was a 51 and a 50 that had just recently left before me. So we should be there 11 minutes past 8, and it's 6 minutes past 8. So even though we've picked a couple of people up along the way, we're still 4 minutes early because it's 7 minutes past now. By the time we get there and pull up, 3.5 minutes early. Roll flat. Okay. So this is our timing point here. Let me stop here. Have a good day. And when you get to a timing point like this, you just have to wait it out. I click the bus stops there, yeah, it lets me know. The timing point's marked out in bold, 8:11. Then it lets you know what time you got to the other bus stops. Leave that timing point now and approach this roundabout with caution. Come round it. Now when you're coming through this part here, I adopt both lanes because the bus is a little bit wide. If you take it and take one lane, which you can, cars will come up right on the inside of you or the outside of you and they won't give you a chance to turn and an accident can happen. So always take both lanes because you need the space. Right, now when you're coming off this bus stop here, you have to be cautious because not many people will let you out. And there's only enough room for kind of like one car. You can fit two up here, but it's a bit tight, a car and a bus. It's nice to have the space. Then the cycle lane appears on the left, so move over. And on the opposite side of the road, you've got the bus lane and you've got the traffic lane. So this is one way, that's two way going outbound. And then there's a bus stop just past the pedestrian lights up here, which is pretty busy all the time. Especially if the kids are in, if the college kids are in, these are always lively stops. Right up this road, you can be full before you get to the church. So, what you've got to watch is, he's letting us out. When you pull in at a bus stop, and there's only one lane, people will usually wait behind you, right? Until you pull out. But as soon as one person from behind begins to overtake you, everyone behind that person overtakes. And then what you've got then is just a train of cars overtaking and you won't let you out. So as you come through that junction, there's a bus stop straight away on the left. And there was two people leaning against the wall that wasn't near the bus stop. But then when the bus come through, they ran to the bus and to the bus stop to put their hand out. But I had a feeling that they wanted the bus anyway. Well, only one of them did. Then as you move away from that bus stop and come through here, there's more pedestrian lights and there's a bus stop straight after that as well. What I've had a lot of this morning is people's cards being blocked. Still getting it, and someone got on before and the card was blocked last month. So every time they've tried to get on the bus, it's done the same thing for a month because you have to get onto the B network to unblock it. Right, so as soon as you come past that little junction there on the right, there's a bus stop here on the left straight away. And then further up here, there's a bus stop just before these lights on Dickinson Road on the left. Now the 50 has just gone through them lights, so I've got a feeling he's absolutely packed. I'm not. And there's no one at this bus stop, so I won't be stopping at it. But I've got a feeling that I'll probably have to pull over it and wait a little bit of time out before the timing point maybe. Because otherwise I'm just going to be right up his backside pushing him along the road, then I'm going to get to the timing point about 4 minutes early again. So we'll see what happens here. I'll check how I'm doing for time. But where we're coming up here now at this junction at the top of this road, this is where the 43s and the 143s get diverted, and the 142s have a weekend. The Friday and Saturday night diversion round Rusholme. This is when they come outbound, they go up Haversage Road, down Upper Brook Street, and then they do their right, which is our left, down Dickinson Road there, and then come back on at the bottom at Platt Lane to avoid Rusholme, because Rusholme gets so busy of a weekend. So you gotta be cautious going through these lights. There'll be no one at that bus stop because that 50's just served it. This here is usually a busy stop, well busy. Now, if you look over there, if I pan to the right, there's a bus stop there with a couple of people stood there, and then if I pan over there, there's the 50. That's how close them two bus stops are together. It is absolutely ridiculous. But people wait there, and people will wait there because it's a bus stop, and people will ring the bell and get off even though the bus stop that we've just stopped at is literally 100 yards before it, because there's a bus stop there. Like, that little spot there is a ruthless little area for them two bus stops. There's just no point in that other one. There's no point in one of them anyway. Come up here now. Right, I'm going to pull in at this bus stop for a sec and just check my time. So I'm early. I've got to be at Brunswick Street at 8:32. It's 8:17. Wow. Brunswick Street is about four bus stops away. So I'm just going to wait here for 3 minutes. Just to try and bring this back on time without stopping at a timing point, because I can see the 50 up there, and he's just going to carry. I'm just going to carry on pushing him up the road at the minute, which is no good. So I'm just going to chill here for a sec, give people a chance to get the bus who needs it here. Now I've actually learned how to check the time on it. Anyway, we'll pick this up when we set off in a minute. Right, we'll set off here now. That has been a good few minutes that we've waited there, but now it's time to get moving. And hopefully we've just saved a little bit of time at the next timing point, because I'm no doubt we're going to get there early. Still, even having waited there, well, I've waited there for about 4 minutes. But it's bad. I seen, as I was pulling into Parrswood, I seen a 51 set off and a 50. So that tells you that they're going to be up there scooping them up. And then I was setting off. I literally had about 7 minutes from arriving at Parrswood and setting off. So in between them 7 minutes, 2 buses have already gone up the road. So when you come through that junction, you come up here, adopt the left-hand lane. This is Haversage Road here now, and we go straight up in the left-hand lane. There's a speed camera up here on the right, one of them new fancy yellow ones just before the SO station. This is a 30-mile-per-hour road, just like Kingsway. This has always been 30-mile-per-hour road though. And then there's about 3 more stops before Brunswick Street, but I still think we're going to get there early. But there's nothing I can do about it. If I was late, and see, I've been at that position where I've been driving, where me and my mate Matty from the depot, we've both been sat in cars waiting for the bus, and both our buses have been late. Right, here's one example. So both got there. He was later than mine, but mine was still about 20 minutes late, and we just helped each other out, just taking over one another, dealing with the bus stops. And and it was perfect. I helped him out, he helped me out. He was much more later than me, but we had helped each other out, do you know what I mean? But I can't do that with this bus up here, up in front. I can't jump in front of it and speed ahead and start helping him out, because that'll just make me more and more early. So sometimes you get it that way where you can't do anything like that. Especially as there's only 3 more stops till the timing point. So you move off that, stop there after the MRI, and you come up here. There's some pedestrian lights straight away that they're busy. To be cautious, always be cautious of pedestrian lights. They're the ones that you take for granted for being in green all the time. But it's that time you don't know someone stood there, they'll suddenly change. So you always have to keep your eyes peeled. Right, now, coming up here, just keep it nice and chilled. You've got the Tesco Express on your right. It's a little bit of a dodgy lane changing thing here. Keep your eyes in a minute. There's another bus stop here. I'll get an alert on the ticket machine now telling me that there's a, there we go, an unnamed road, a restriction alert. Right, we stop here, let this person off. Good day. Now, just one more bus stop. Then we're at the Brunswick timing point. More pedestrian lights here, come through these. Yellow box junction, because there's an ambulance service depot right there on the left. This at least has a little indentation where we can pull into it, but I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, because you just end up getting sandwiched in by the cars anyway. Right, let's see. There'll be a car coming up to the side now. He'll come right up next to this. No, he's not. He's giving us space. That's good. The 50 is up there, parked at the Brunswick timing point. Surely he is not early. Can't be. Got a cyclist. Gotta be cautious of them cyclists. A lot of them can just take it for granted that you've seen them all the time and you're completely aware of them. When it's not the case, you're not. There's blind spots on the bus, there's just sections where you can't see, and they'll overtake you, or even worse, they'll come up on this inside of your bus here. Always have to keep your eyes peeled. So he's coming out now, the 50, and I'll be pulling in. I'm 4 minutes early. 4 minutes early, and I waited out down there 4 minutes as well. That's bad, man. Have a good day. This is a bit of a popular spot, this, the Brunswick one. The timing point for the 50 outbound is over there on the opposite side of the Chinese building. So I feel like I need to do an extra video for the 50 service outbound, but that'll have to be done another day because I won't have enough space to do it today. But the 50 takes a different route going inbound to outbound. Inbound we go down Oxford Road a little bit. Outbound we miss Oxford Road completely. But I'm stuck here now for another 3 more minutes, so I'll pick this up when I'm setting off. Right, leaving that stop on time, and off we pop. Hopefully we don't catch up to that bus in front. Well, we'll see. The roads are pretty busy. We're at peak time now. We're at 8:30 in the morning, so a bit of a busy period in the road with all the drivers. I've got a cyclist in front of me that's slowing me down as it is. He's probably doing me a favour, to be fair. The worst thing about the cyclists is they can slow you down like this and you can be driving at 15 mile per hour down a 30 mile per hour road, right? Because you've not got enough room to overtake them. You need to overtake cyclists safely, especially in a bus. And next minute they'll just bump up the edge in and just go across the path. Oh, you come up here now. As soon as you come through these lights, you've got a bus stop straight away on your left, which nobody's at it at the minute. Nobody wants to get off. But it is something somewhere. Sometimes people do want to get off here. Oh, ambulance. It's mad. Some people have commented and have asked me about the videos and stuff. And I do this while I'm working, live sort of thing, so you can see exactly what it's like for a driver driving a bus. Do you know what I mean? I'll just go back and I'll edit it and I'll put it all together, but you'll get the full uncut, raw, unedited version of the route. All you're going to skip is people getting on off the bus, and you're going to skip the waiting times that I'm going to be waiting out at timing points. But this is basically just bus driving at its core and in the busy city centre, where you really are. I mean, when September comes, that'll be mad. So we do it left here, right? You cannot not do a left here at Club 94. And then when we do a left here, we go to the very end of this road. There's no bus stops on this road. And we do a right at the lights at the end. And there's a mural of Kurt Cobain there. But we do a right at the lights at the end, and this takes us onto Oxford Road just after the Manchester Museum and the Manchester Aquatics. So as soon as you do a right there, this is a popular bus stop on the left that people usually ring the bell at, and they're stood there, but nobody's there today and nobody wants to get off today because it's bloody quiet. We've got the pedestrian lights there, which are always busy. This is a bit of a busy shout. The bus stop right opposite the Kimpton Clock Tower. It's called Chester Street, but it's basically Oxford Road Station bus stop, because it's the bus stop before Oxford Road Station. Especially for the 50. You've got to be cautious on all these bus stops here. The first one, that I said when we come round the bend, we stop at the first one before the first one. All other services stop at the last one, but that one there, all services use it. So if I was in a 43 and I seen the 143 there or the 86, I'd go round them because they're already serving that stop. And we're both going to the same place anyway. But when you're in the 50, you're not going to the same place as any other person, any other bus, so you have to be cautious and watch out for that, because people will be waiting for you. Now we come up here and we've got the pedestrian lights here at the top of Whitworth Street, the junction of Whitworth Street, and it is like the Tour de France as well. So you've got to be cautious going through these. They're on green, but there's nothing coming this way, so I want to give them cyclists a little bit of extra room there, because a lot of them will just pile on onto the road because they're impatient and they don't want to sit behind the other cyclists in front of them, so they try and overtake. And the only way to overtake is to go on the road. So they do cut out on the road in front of you. Right, now we get up here and we've got Portland Street. We do a right here, just like every other service towards Piccadilly. We go exactly the same way up to now. Where you got McDonald's on the left here, the Premier Inn opposite, and the Manchester Half Marathon starts on that road. The one in May, the Great Manchester Run. I know because I did it. And I've also worked the buses where they closed Portland Street for it, and it was a bloody nightmare. It was worse than when they did the marathon. kind of have to wait your turn here. These lights don't stay on green long at the top, but they are going to change, and we will get through because there's only a bus in front of me. No, come through these lights. Be careful here because people crossing the road usually don't look where they're going, and the buses just turn right into it. Someone wants to get off here. You've got to be cautious here. This isn't usually a bus stop that's used going into Piccadilly. People will use that bus stop going into Piccadilly every now and again, and it'll catch you off guard. But when you're on the 50, people will use that stop because we come up here now and we do a left where this V2's going. We do a left the same way. Every other service going towards the bus station carries on. We turn left at the Old Monkey. And going outbound, the 50 goes straight across that junction. You've got to be careful, there's no cyclists on your left. Take that corner perfectly. Now, oh, the 50's up there, I don't believe it. So, usually, the bus stop where the 50 is, that's only just reopened. But oh, it's moving. Right, so I'm just going to stop here. We've been using this stop since forever. Because there's been a bunch of scaffolding there that's made that bus stop closed. Have a good day. There's been a bunch of scaffolding piled up there that's made that bus stop inoperable and closed for so long. And it's only just reopened not long ago. But the V2's parked there, so I can't park there anyway. I am 4 minutes early, so I'm going to have to wait some time out here. Right, we can move off the bus stop now. Now the lights are on green. This is a dangerous junction. I always like to give it a couple of bibs going through here because it is just a maze of people and they don't look where they're going. Trust me, they don't look where they're going. So you always have to bib. Now there's a cyclist there. I'm going to give him plenty of room. Love these old buildings, especially that one there. The Northern Assurance Company off Clarence Street. I bet that's got some good history behind it. I should have researched that. Anyway, then when them lights change, we come through here, and at this junction here, you can only do a left. We only do a left anyway. And then there's a bus stop on the left straight away what we serve. But the bell's gone anyway to stop, there's no one here. Now this is a bit of a ropey stop here because I'm going to show you now. Watch, we're going to stop here at this one, right? I'm going to let these off. Have a good day. Now, they've recently reopened the bus stop. So you make sure it's clear, you pull out and not even 100 metres up the road, there's another bus stop that we stop at. But usually someone's here. Nobody's here today and nobody's getting off. So that's a change. Cautiously come over there. Now, coming up here, we've got 2 more stops before we do a left onto Chapel Street. Route learning this, I just put it as we do a left at the Salford Arms and everyone was like, what? It's that old abandoned pub. So when you come through these traffic lights, when they eventually turn green, there's a bus stop straight away, which a bunch of services serve, including us, and we stop there. It's actually right before the Manchester Civil Court system, the Manchester Civil Court justice system there, which is an absolute joke of a place. But that's a story for another day. For a story that I know from someone else, not myself. Alright, here we go. If you want a word about that, just let me know and I might even do a video on that. Right, so I'll let these off here. Right. It's always hard judging body language here because Piccadilly and Manchester itself is that busy. It is hugely busy. So people usually, they're just walking toward the bus, and if the door's open, they'll just walk onto it. They won't have a jog in the step or anything like that. They'll just walk onto the bus, then just walk toward the bus, then walk onto it, and it's like, whoa, you didn't even give me a clue. I could have hit the close button on the door or anything without even knowing. So you always have to try and gauge people's body language before you shut the door, but then you've got to keep your eye in that mirror, because that's the most important mirror when you're pulling out. This mirror, this is the pavement. This is live traffic. This is, I don't think, what passengers get sometimes, the late passengers, where you close the door and you're going and you're indicating into live traffic, but then someone will come and bang on your door. And, you know, you sort of sympathise because you've been there, haven't you? So you want to open the door. Wow, there's a load of buses up here. What is going on up here? Oh my God, it is bus on bus on bus. That's bus on bus crime. I think we might be stuck here for a bit. Because all I see there is just a sea of buses. There's temporary traffic lights up at the top as you turn onto Chapel Street, and the three-way ones, and they're there till next year. But I've never seen it this bad. But then again, it is sort of a Monday morning, Tuesday, I can't remember what day I'm on. Monday or Tuesday morning, early doors, busy, yeah. So it is slow moving, but this might take a while to get through. Yeah, as I was saying, the late passengers that come in, they bang on the door. Once the door's closed, you're indicating into live traffic, so people behind you, you start confusing them that you're pulling out, and then you take your indicator off and open your door. That's why we get told, once your door's closed, you're gone. Like, do not reopen it. I'm going to have to stop here and let this lorry turn. Otherwise he's going to block pure traffic up there. Actually pretty busy, this place, yeah. This is crazy. I've not seen it like this for a bit. The last time I seen the 50 service busy like this was when the Christmas markets was on, and we was almost always guaranteed to be late on the 50 getting into town, always, because there's a junction on Deansgate where everyone turns left, and it was just backed up. You had to literally go into the opposite lane of traffic to get past it, which you're not supposed to do, so you're just late all the time. It seems to be moving not bad. Actually, it probably do us a favour because we'll probably be really early at the next timing point. The next timing point for us is the last timing point before we deviate away from the 50 route and do the final bit of the 51 route. some pedestrian lights here, so wait, there we go. See, if I would have gone over them then, boom, I'd have blocked the whole junction. Now, possibly we'll make it through the next set of cycle of lights if there's nobody here. They should really close this bus stop off. They usually close the bus stops off that are close to any major lights like this, that are like one-way systems. Because by us stopping here, which the bus stops are open, by us stopping here and picking people up at this bus stop, this is what's backing up the traffic massively there, because nobody's going through, and by the time they should be going through, the lights have gone back to red because they've had the doors open loading passengers, so they should technically close that and have a temporary bus stop further down here, or just close it. We've got all loads of buses coming through as well, which have now blocked it up. If they did turn green, no one can get out because there's 2 buses and a lorry. Right, let's go over there. Nobody's pressed the bell. Nobody's indicated that they want the bus. And the lights are on green. So we can go through. At least I've not got to come back this way. I'm going back to the depot dead through Stretford. Usually I'd come back the route because I only knew the only way back I knew was the route, so I would just drink a lot of my break time up driving back because I didn't know the way back, and then one day I just bit the bullet and just navigated it. Right, so we'll probably be late to the timing point, which will be a first. 8:58 we've got to be there, and it's 8:54, so we might even get there on time. There's so many yellow buses in front though, it's unreal. Usually when the 50's diverted, we come this way as well. We can come this way up this road and then do a left onto here, onto Chapel Street this way. It's a bit of a ruthless junction this as well, this yellow box junction, because this yellow box junction, see the cars going both ways here, they do not care. When them lights go on amber, they carry on going through even on red, and they block this yellow box junction up. So then when we come to pass here, we usually can't get past. So you have to go round and stuff. Look, they're all bibbing now like mad. Right, we can go now. Bloody hell. And we've not even got on Langworthy Road there. That itself is going to be an absolute catastrophe. We always lose time on there. Come around here. Right, there's someone wanting the bus. Give that cyclist a lot of room. And now the cyclist has gone on the pavement. Madman. Right, up here. This is a bus lane what I'm in. Got some big, monstrous truck next to me though. That's tight. And he's stuck there because of them there. Right, now we'll come up here. Now, go across these pedestrian lights. Be careful with them because they change a lot. Now approach these ones if they've been on green with caution, because they are liable to change. Right, we're okay. So we go through here. We serve the middle bus stop here. Nobody's pressed the buzzer. That bus wants to get off, so we're going to flash him and give him a chance. Our bus stop is the middle bus stop, and nobody's there. Said thank you, you're welcome, and off we go. Now this is a bus lane, 20-mile-per-hour road. You gotta be careful though, because this is the hustle and bustle of rush hour now. So you've got Salford University up here on your right. Oh, that is a building up here that lights up red of a night time. It's cool, it looks cool as anything. I think it's Salford Uni. Might be the, yeah, it's Salford Uni. So we go over this junction. This is a bit of a risky junction as well, because these lights are always on green, but they can change. Now, this one bus stop before the timing point, we're going to be late to the timing point because we should be there now. There's no one there. Get this guy off. Right. Come out here now. No. Pedestrian lights are on red there. Oh, your eyeballs have to be everywhere. Now this is Salford Central Station here on the left, our timing point. And when we get here, this is where I'll pick up the 50 route, but this is where also it parts ways with the 51 route. So every other bus, luckily, goes straight forward, I think, which will give me a bit of space doing a left there. Because they've completely nosed me up. There's that many of them. That's right, sometimes buses can do other bus drivers' heads in. Oh, you see, the bus in front should really leave me a bit more of a gap there. Now, if you're ever doing this job here and you get to the Salford Crescent Station, always stop a little bit further upwards of the bus stop, because there's going to be a bus stop. There's going to be a bus behind you, and you're not going to give them room. So we do a left here at McDonald's, yeah, and round the filtered lights, the 51. The 50 goes straight forward. I nearly went bloody straight forward then. Then we go straight down this road. And what you got to do is adopt the middle lane, because the left lane is a left turn only, and the middle lane is the lane we want, because we go straight on, and this isn't that busy. Usually this is mad busy here, so we probably saved a bit of time. We've got to be at Media City in 9 minutes. I doubt we're going to make that, but it doesn't matter because we're going to be back to the depot well in time. It says we left that last timing point 2 minutes late. Now what we do here is we carry on until we get to the roundabout, and we go straight over the roundabout, and the roundabout's got like traffic lights in the middle of the roundabout, so you go straight over the roundabout and you do your first left, and then you come off at the first right, and it'll take you down to a roundabout that you join up with the 50 route on, which I'll explain later. It's going to be a mad video this because I'm doing 2 routes in one, but the next route you'll see will be the 50 from there. So this is the 51 route. Now there's no bus stops now until you get to Media City. So this, I don't know, this is kind of like, it's supposed to relieve pressure on the 50 service, but it's supposed to be kind of like a fast track to Media City, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Most of the times I've had it, I've just sat in traffic there for ages. This is the first time I've come out of it and I've been able to just flow through. So you want to stay in this middle lane, go through these green lights, and ooh, see that skip wagon then? just stay behind this here. Now these lights are going to turn green, and when they turn green we go straight over this junction, then we do our next left, and then we come out. You'll see that it's like a church. You just do the first left after the roundabout. You don't do this left, you go straight over the junction, because there's a left turn there but you're not attached to the roundabout yet, so you have to come over this junction. Oh, he's playing a risky game there. And then we do a left here on Trafford Road, right? And this lane that we do a left on, we stay in. And then what we do is we adopt the right hand lane in a minute, the filtered turning lane up here. Yeah, so we're turning. Now, the only way we can go is right. And the traffic lights will filter us through. And then we come to a roundabout at the bottom where we join the 50 route. And we're probably going to get to the Media City on time. I think there's one bus stop that we use, and it's never to pick people up at. It's always to drop people off at just before we get to Media City. So if we go through our filtered lights here, there is a bus stop here, but we don't serve it, our numbers aren't on it. It's just for the 53 and the 79. And we carry on, be careful down this road, go through them lights, but just be cautious. Then you've got the roundabout here, yeah? And we do a left at it. We join up with the 50 here. The 50 comes from that direction. And then we get to these traffic lights here where it's kind of like, this is like, these allow the trams to cross these traffic lights here. Amongst the Dover junction, but mainly for the trams. And we're going to basically be there bang on time. That's decent, that. And then we're definitely not going back that way. We're going straight to back to the depot, dead that way. Right down the motorway. Right. I've got a feeling we might get caught on this cycle of lights because it might turn red on us. There's not many cars here. No. You've got to watch, man, with cars here. They'll just bang their indicators on at the last minute and you'll assume they're going straight forward because they're not indicating. So you have to be careful. Don't just assume anything when you're driving because you'll get a shock. You might end up rear-ending someone because they'll throw their indicator on at the last minute. So this is the bus stop we usually serve, the last bus stop towards Media City, but nobody wants to get off there, and very, very rarely, I've never picked anyone up there either. And then we come up here, go straight across these pedestrian lights, and then Media City now is our last bus stop. We've got ITV up here, BBC, that's why they call it Media City. Someone's pressed the bell, but believe me, you're all getting off here, whether you like it or not. Yeah, you've got ITV there, you've got the BBC there, you've got the Lowry up here, the Keys, the Imperial War Museum around there. You know what, it's a nice little spot, this. Right, you know, drop people off here, and we're going to go around there, head back to the depot. There we go, end trip, yes, we're 3 minutes early. Have a nice day. Right, put the bus out of service and let's get off out of here. Turn the lights off. We do a left at this roundabout. We go home. Now, I'm just going to pull in here for a sec. Right, so that's been the 50 service. Full route. Mad. I hope you liked it though. It's a bit of a video that. I'm not sure how well this one's going to do because this is going to be a lengthy one, but appreciate it, and I'll see you in about 5 minutes where I'm back there covering the 50 route. But I'll see you straight away because this is going to flip to me back at Salford Central Station covering the 50 route going towards Salford Precinct, so I'll catch you on that one. Right, this is the last timing point on the 51, and up until this point the 50 and the 51 go exactly the same way. They follow exactly the same route and they serve exactly the same stops, but this is the 50 now, so this is the variation. Well, the 51 is the variation, but this will be the variation today. So you come through these lights and you adopt the left hand lane because it turns into the bus lane up here, which gives you access to the bus gate. This fires you around past the police station and into Salford Precinct. Sometimes there's some diversions on if that road's closed where you stay on this road and you can still get into the precinct that way. Making sure nobody wants the bus there, so you come through this little bus gate thing here, and these lights I think work on sensors, so they won't stay on red long, they'll turn to green. Now we've got to be at Salford Precinct at 6:24. It's 6:21, so we're probably just going to get there bang on time. This is a hell of a road, this. When they were mending the potholes, they forgot this one. So, you've got the Pendleton police station there, and then we do a left here. You can't not do a left here, this is the only way you can go. And then you've got Salford Precinct, as soon as you do a left here, Salford Precinct on your right, you've got, I didn't even know there was a Pure Gym there. Well, apparently they've got a Pure Gym there now. This is, when people ask me my favourite route and they go, what's your favourite route? Like, what's this? The 50 is my favourite route. By a country mile. By a country mile. So you come through here now and we serve the second to last stop at the very end. So we carry on straight up. There's pedestrian lights that you've got to kind of be wary of because it is a bit of a popular spot, this. And we serve this stop here, the second to last one. And it's always a busy stop. People usually board here to continue the rest of the journey. But there's only 10 minutes left in the whole journey anyway from here, driving wise anyway. It's pretty chilled. So you come around here and I think this is Fitzwarren Way and we go right round the roundabout, right round it, and we do a left and come off on the last exit. Then there's another roundabout up here. Pedestrian lights you've got to go through. Aldi on the right. You come through here and you take your first exit on this roundabout. And this is a bit of a lively junction as well. You always have to be cautious coming through here. So you do a left here, and then this fires you round. Now, approaching traffic has the right of way here. So you have to give way if there's anything coming. And there usually is a lot coming. Maybe not at this time in the morning, but there's certain parts of the day where there's a gap, and them lights will let through about 15-20 cars, and you can just be sat here for a minute. So you come through here, and there's one bus stop on this road, which is on the left hand side here, hidden behind the bush. These buses cut out automatically, don't have to do my shedding. Now when you come up here, this is a bit of a tight road, right, because the cars are always parked on the right hand side when you're coming this way. When you get to the top of the road, approach with caution because the lights have just turned to red. So you want to stop before the stop line, because this is the same route where the 50 comes back this way. And what will happen is cars will go to the stop line or a little bit over, and it can be a bit of a tight turning for the buses. So what happens is if you miscalculate that corner when you're turning back, when you're coming outbound, you know, cars will end up reversing. So you have to take that corner right. Come through these lights here, and we do a right onto Liverpool Street, and we fire it all the way around. At the top is the Chimney Pot Cafe. We do a left at the lights, and then it's very hard to get lost on the 50 service, because once you do a left at these lights here, you're basically following the road round, and the lights have just turned to green, so that's a stroke of luck. So we do a left here, mind the cycle lane, and there's a bus stop immediately on the left that we serve. It's a pretty popular one. Right, so we come out from that stop, and this is a bit of a tight road this here, very tight when it's busy traffic. So you have to navigate with a bit of give and take with the other cars. You can fit your bus down it and cars, but it's tight. So then there's another stop here, just before the lights, which again, during busy times it is a popular stop. Then you get to Eccles New Road here, and we go straight over it. And there's a bus stop immediately on the left when you go over it. So if someone rings the bell just after that bus stop, they want this bus stop here, and it's discarded by the trees. You can't really see it, but it exists, and it's on the lay-by here. Now the next bus stop up here is, I think it's like the uni or something, but it's just on the left after this junction. And that's a pretty popular shout. There's bus stops on the right here when you're coming outbound that during not busy periods, obviously there's nothing there, but during like the school times and the college times, they're quite busy. And what'll happen is, as you're pulling at them bus stops, you'll see people running toward them bus stops to catch the bus. So you have to keep your eyes peeled there. So anyway, we get to the lights here, and we go right round. Them ones there turn on red, and these ones filter us round still. And then there's a bus stop immediately on the left here when you do a left onto that road. We're on I believe we're on Broadway now. but don't quote me on it. Now you come out here, and there's one more bus stop on this road, and it is on the left, just before the roundabout. It has to be on the left, doesn't it? Because it ain't going to be on the flipping right. But anyway, it's just up here. You can see it attached to a lamppost. A few lampposts down. Yeah, this is Broadway. This is a popular shout list. People do use this stop to get off, and there's one more before Media City, which people will use. Now, I'm saying that for context of how busy the bus stops are and who uses them and things like that, because you can be caught off guard if you're doing this job and you're not ready for it, and you think, oh, no one will walk it off here because we're right close to the end of the service. But people get off everywhere. Not everyone boards to the end. So we come right round this roundabout. This is where the 51 comes in. That roundabout there, and we'll do a left there. Now, these lights are important. All lights are important. These will change, and they don't stay on green for very long, and they're allow for traffic and the tram tracks. And just as you come through this junction here, which can be pretty tight, there's one more bus stop on the left here. We'll just pull in. The bell has gone through. So now we go to the end where we stop. The next stop is the end of it at Media City, in the Laura. So come over here. This is a 20-mile-an-hour road, so you have to be cautious going up this road. What can happen is, and what always does happen is, taxis will pull in on the left on the double yellows, and they can make it really, really hard for you. Sometimes leaving you little to no room to get past. So be cautious coming up this road, but this is the best spot. Out of all the ones in the depot we've got, this, I said it 1,000 times before, this is the best spot. I mean, you've got the BBC, ITV, and you've got just the keys here, the Laura. Now, the last stop is just at the end before the roundabout. Pull up here and let these guys off. End the trip. And that is it. Now we depart outbound in 17 minutes. Wow. Got a nice bit of layover there. So come round here, and then we park up kind of down here on the left. Of a weekend, this place can be jammed full of coaches where you can literally have nowhere to park. But you just plonk it here, you'll be right. Then boom, 50 service done. Take the numbers off. There we go. So while I'm here in this beautiful place, I'm going to get into some comments what people have asked me. So someone said that on this is just recent comments on a load of the videos really. Hi mate, what watches do you use? I'm thinking I will get one too. So you obviously think you mean the running watches. I use the Coros Pace Pro. Someone's put Bus Spotter JX1FM. If there was a diversion and someone flagged you down on the diversion, would you stop for people? Would you stop for them? Because in London they always stop for people. Do Manchester do the same thing or different? Manchester always stops. You get told to stop on a diversion to serve every stop on that diversion. People usually want to get off straight away as soon as you turn, because the diversion gets put on the B network app, but not everyone is aware of it. Yeah, and you can't tell everyone as much as what you like to tell everyone. There's hundreds of people coming on, so people just like tap on and get off, and they sit down straight away. So you just assume people will know, but yeah, they serve every stop. And if drivers don't serve the stops, it'll come over the radio, remember, serve every stop. So, but I've not come across anyone that's not served the stop yet. Someone's put, see, this is what I mean about the runner app. Love your videos, Matt. You have inspired me to be a better person. I wake up early morning, pray, go gym, be ready for work. Have the best day. You should be given an OBE title for this amazing, inspiring work for communities. Thanks for that. Don't know about that, but yeah, listen, a lot of people are liking the running and they're getting into it through the channel, so this is why the runner app is good. Someone's put, I didn't know this was a thing, but fair play keeps you safe too. I don't know what that means. This is inspirational. I'm starting to get into fitness, and after 8 years of being lazy sod and not training and just using excuses of I'm too busy. I'm not too busy, I've just been lazy. Look at this man go. Yeah, I like that. Do you know what though? You can just be too busy. I've had periods of time where I've just put weight on, yeah? And I've used the excuse of I'm too busy, and I have been busy, but I've just not wanted to. And it's okay to just not want to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, not everyone is gonna want to do it. I go through periods of time where I need a break and I just don't want to do it. God himself would have to come down and motivate me, because sometimes you just don't want to do it, and sometimes you do. All right, let's have a look. Great content. You've gained another subscriber. Thank you. Matt, passed my bus test about 10 years ago, thinking of coming back, but I'm 58. Are they still recruiting at that age? Yeah, I think so. I think they recruit. I think they're just after drivers at the minute, mate. I think they're recruiting. If you know how to drive a bus, you sound. I worked as a lorry driver 8 years before losing my job at a mass layoff. After struggling to find similar work, I spent 6 months as a food delivery rider, during which I take my health for granted and became obese. Found your videos about being a just bus driver and living healthily. I applied for the bus driver position and started exercising. Now I have a good salary, benefits in my ideal weight, healthy, and participate in marathons and Ironman and High Rocks events. Thank you. Wow, that's mad. You know what? That's crazy, man. Keep going, yeah. That is massive. But just the fact that someone has just drawn a little bit of inspiration or inspo, whatever you want to call it, from the channel for me. So I don't believe I reach anyone, but obviously people watch it, don't they? So this is mad. Yeah, keep going. Keep these day in the life videos coming. I will. I'm trying to mix them in with the route videos. I didn't want to do the route videos straight away. I wanted to find a good way of doing them, because I didn't want it to just be driving, and I didn't want it to just be boring. You get me? Because it's asking a lot of people's time to be out there getting this done, watching my videos without just nothing. It has to be a little bit of entertainment. Another great video, superbly put together. I'm loving these full route ones. Thank you. I left Fallowfield after 10 years ago, living there for 25 years. Great to see what's the same and what's changed in Manchester. Great channel, thanks. Yeah, a lot of people that tune in used to live in Manchester or haven't been to Manchester for ages, and have commented saying how like they just miss Manchester, and it's great to see. So that's good. I love Manchester, me. Really enjoyed watching this route video. It's definitely my favourite route in Manchester that goes from Piccadilly Gardens to Southern Cemetery. I haven't been on the route since I was at Stagecoach as a passenger, not a driver. Now that Metroline have taken over the route and the buses have arrived, I should ride on this route again. Yeah, therefore give it a go. I'm your biggest supporter, as you bring me so much joy and trigger a lot of happy memories. Same, I'll never be able to do the job. Thank you. Yeah, look, there's a load of decent comments here, and I'll pick some more in the next video, because I'm already like 5 minutes deep into this video, more or less, just answering the comments. But I'm going to make the most of a little bit of layover, what I've got left now, relax. I've got to do the 50 outbound, then I will cover the 51 inbound, which you would have already watched, but I'm going to cover that coming back in, up until the point where I pick this up. So I appreciate everyone's time, I do. trust me, I appreciate everyone's time. And if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe to the channel. I never say that. I don't like saying like and subscribe, because I just think if people watch it, they're just going to do that anyway, and it's just going to catch on. But it does help my channel if you like the videos and subscribe to the channel. It just pushes it out to more people and just lets YouTube know that people like it, basically. So I'm going to get on the bus now because it's getting a bit chilly out here. But appreciate everyone's time as always. Thank you.